Avon Lake Matters is a bi-weekly podcast about everything that matters to and about Avon Lake.
Hi, I'm your host, Jen Miller, and joining us today is Meredith La Vecchia, and she's the Executive Director of the Village Project. Now, they're located in Bay Village, but they serve 5 communities, including Avon Lake. So welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I know you just said that Avon Lake was added in 2012, the first community outside of Bay Village.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And you support families affected by cancer.
Absolutely.
What a great mission.
We do. We feed families fighting cancer.
Yeah, it's amazing. So can you give us a little bit of a background about the Village Project?
Sure. So Village Project was started in 2010 by a wonderful woman. Her name is Barb Harrell. She received a cookbook from her mom, I believe, from an organization out in California called the Series Project. And this cookbook had very healthful, nourishing meals. And the concept behind Series Project was that they take care of their community, they feed their community, and they do it through a multi-generational approach. And so she went out there, she visited the organization and fell in love with the concept of it, brought it back to Bay Village, and she focused on cancer. That was
I love that.
her idea to focus specifically on that. But it's the same concept of we are able to serve our neighbors going through a really rough time of cancer. And we're able to do it through the use of multi-generational, our youngest volunteers, age 2, all the way up to age 90. So it really does bring everybody in our community together to the joy of serving and taking care of our neighbors.
I was going to say, it must make everybody feel good. My father passed from cancer, and it's not easy on anybody that's involved. And just to get any kind of little support, things you don't have to, wouldn't have to think about, but like a meal,
Right.
just, to focus on other things or to grieve and to heal. Just
Right.
amazing.
I mean, everybody knows somebody that's been affected by
Yeah.
cancer.
Right.
And how it changes your world. It rocks your world. And it's so hard to wrap your head around it about, okay, what next? Village Project, we're here to take that extra step out of your day so you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
With the meal planning, the meal prep, the shopping, the cooking, the cleaning, it just makes somebody's life so much easier when they don't have to think about it.
Right. Absolutely. And how does that work? Do people sign up?
So yeah, we have an amazing base of volunteers. We have over 500 volunteers. They're from all of our 5 communities that we serve. We serve Avon, Avon Lake, Rocky River, Bay Village, and Westlake. And we have high school students that work in our kitchen and adult volunteers. So if somebody wants to volunteer, they either call us or they can go on our website to get signed up. They then will come in to do an orientation, and then we have a lot of different areas where people can volunteer. A lot of people love working in our kitchen. That's where they feel like it's really like the most impactful, but there are so many other opportunities. So outside of our kitchen, we have a community garden in Bay Village that runs from probably April through, we're just wrapping up there now. We have a team of volunteers that work out there every day, every week, from April through October. They plant flowers, they plant herbs, they harvest vegetables that they plant. They oversee, we have a group of, for our young volunteers that want to get into gardening, especially during the summer months.
Yeah.
Parents will bring their children there and they get their own plot and they can plant flowers and learn about what it's like to grow the flowers and grow the vegetables and the herbs and how to harvest. And they also create, in addition to our kitchen where our clients are getting meals, each week our clients receive vases of flowers that are hand painted and then filled with the flowers from our garden during the summer months.
Mhm.
But they also get note cards that our young volunteers, our elementary students, our preschoolers, they make these beautiful, cute note cards of just notes of encouragement, and they're signed by the volunteers from the kitchen that week. So to get signed up, really, you can call us or go on our website. There's a lot of information on there about it, and you can kind of pick and choose where you kind of feel your strengths are.
Yeah.
Kind of test the waters.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing because, to go from a cookbook to also teach children that this is where it begins and this is what it becomes and how to do it healthily. So,
Right.
You're planting it maybe organically or without pesticides and things. And so you have a healthy meal.
Right. And how to nourish your body. When you're healthy, it's easy to nourish your body. But when you're not, you really need to think about what we're putting in our bodies to help boost our immune systems. When we're immunocompromised, it's that much more work. So we're able to take that guesswork out of it and provide that for them.
Okay. It's amazing. And you also have the market, and
Yes.
that started within the last couple of years?
The market started, I believe it was 2019.
Okay,
And it
more than a couple of years.
more than a couple of years, but then COVID hit, and
Yeah,
so it's really kind of taken off in the more recent years. But really, the way our market works, it's an extension of our organization. Everything in there is locally, most of what is in there, I should say, is locally made. So we have a lot of local artisans and foodies of people that are making. We have our salsas and we have soaps and creams and honey and all locally sourced. So we're helping to support our local citizens who this is their thing. And then all the money that is raised in our shop goes back directly into supporting our mission.
oh, that's amazing. And I know you joined the organization, as I said, you're executive director in 2021, and you've made great strides in increasing the meals as well as the clients.
Yes, yes. So I did start in 2021. I have a long history of working in nonprofits. I've always been in nonprofits, varying types of nonprofits, but I've always been in nonprofits. It's always been just who I am. And when I learned about Village Project, that their executive director, their founding executive director, was retiring, I kind of looked into it further and said, this is the place I needed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Sometimes you just know, right?
I just knew.
Yeah.
I knew it was
How many people can say they come across the perfect fit?
right. Right, it really is, and I think all of my previous job experiences and careers all led me to this. It all prepared me for this particular
Yeah,
role.
that's amazing. And Avon Lake also is a collaborator with Village Project. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yes, so last year, probably a little more than last year, about 18 months ago, I came to Avon Lake City Council and just kind of presented to them who we are.
Mhm.
Part of my job is to get out in the community and let people know who we are. We have a vision to make sure that every person in the communities that we serve is aware of us, that if they need our services, we are there.
Mhm.
And that was my mission. And part of that is getting out to city council. People attend city council. People listen to things like this podcast and
Mhm.
they read the minutes, and really to get out in front of them and talk to them and let them know we are here and what we do. So I did. About 18 months ago, I came out to Avon Lake City Council, presented to them, gave them specific information about how we're helping the residents of Avon Lake and what is required. And really, to secure our services, the only thing is to be in one of our 5 communities and be in active cancer treatment.
Mhm.
And we provide 3 nourishing meals for individuals going through cancer treatment, as well as their entire family, each week, free of charge for up to 6 months. And we hear day in and day out what a relief of not having to think about meals is.
Right.
And when I presented to City Council, some had heard of us. Some said, I can't believe we have not heard of this before. How has this happened? And hearing that is why I love doing what I do,
Right.
because I know I'm making a difference and that our organization is making a difference as we're getting out there.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you mentioned volunteers to actually work the kitchen and things like that. But do you deliver the meals?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we have what we call our delivery angels. As I mentioned earlier, we have lots of different roles, one of which is our delivery angels. We have our intake coordinators and our delivery angels. Our delivery angels are truly angels.
Yeah.
They come on Wednesdays, they pick up the meals, they deliver them to the clients within our 5 communities. And what we hear from our clients and our neighbors is when they see the delivery angel pulling up into their driveway with their bag of food and their flowers and their note cards, they said, yeah, the food is great. We love the food. But what they really love is seeing that person pulling into their driveway, that it represents hope. It represents all the people behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know are there,
Right.
that are working behind the scenes to make that happen. Our student volunteers, our adult volunteers in the kitchen, our students that are making the cards, our retired school teachers who are helping paint vases, the volunteers who work in the kitchen, all the people behind the scenes that make that delivery happen.
Right.
And that's really how it happens. So our angels really are delivering the hope and the joy for them.
Yeah, I love that. You mentioned in the market you get donation. I'm assuming like the creams and things like that. Are those donations? Like, can people, instead of, coming and do hands-on volunteering, can they also make donations or sponsor things?
Yeah, so we have lots of different ways to support Village Project. The market is one way. Like I said, we actually have a girl from Avon Lake who makes bracelets. and she donates them to us, and we sell them in our shop. And they're just very pretty bracelets that have inspirational words and things like that. So she donates those to the shop.
Nice.
But then we also have people that can sponsor. We have our big gala this year it's April 5th, 2025 at Emerald Event Center in Avon. And we have sponsorship opportunities there and different sponsorship opportunities where companies can come and for a sponsorship can come and work in our kitchen. It's a kitchen takeover. And they can come and take over the kitchen for a day and prepare the meals for the day. So
Oh, that's
we have lots
fun.
of different ways that people can support financially. They can support because of their craft. They can support because of just different things that they offer, their knowledge. So
Right. And what an amazing way for families as a whole to volunteer because everybody can do something.
yeah, it's great. And we see that a lot in our gardens in the summer months because the moms or dads or whoever's with the kids brings them over to the garden and they can watch them paint and they learn alongside of them. And it's a great family activity. And we have a spot for everybody. And the other beautiful thing is because of the way our volunteers structure is, you can kind of pick and choose what works for you. So I'll use our high school students as an example. We have lots of high school students that are involved in band or football or soccer or student council, you name it. High school students are involved in everything. So they may not be available in the fall because they just have too much else on their plate in addition to jobs and things. But come winter, their schedules have opened up. So they can come, they can sign up for a shift, and they can come in the winter. They can come once a month, they can come twice a month. They can direct their own volunteer opportunities and hours.
Yeah.
And that's the same for our adults. We have a lot of volunteers who leave for the winter months. So they're there in the summer.
Mhm.
So they come and help out in the summer. And then we don't see them again until April or May when they come back up north.
Right.
So there's lots of different ways for them to do it. And it's all guided on their schedules.
Yeah. And I think the multi-generational piece is important too, because we don't get that very often anymore, right? Where the older generation gets to interact and do things with the younger generations. And this is an opportunity just to fill that void right there.
It really is. I mean, in addition to the learning, our younger generation, our younger volunteers, they're learning from our older volunteers. And our older volunteers are learning from our students. And sometimes we'll walk past the kitchen and we hear some wild music coming in the kitchen and they'll be dancing and they'll be singing and they'll be showing like new dance moves it's a fun place to be. It's a nice place for people to connect and not have the pressures of the outside world, that they're just there all for one purpose, to help our neighbors in need
Right.
in a really difficult time.
Right. And I'm sure that's very obvious whenever that delivery angel delivers, they know that that's I mean, you can feel it, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why they feel that way because they just know the love and support that goes into
Right.
it.
They know what these people are going through. And we share general stories. We do not, everything is confidential. So we never use names. We never really say much other than general stories. We could say, oh, we have this person in this community and this is what they're going through.
Right.
But we don't use names. It's all confidential. And it really brings it more home for all of the volunteers, whether they're working in our market or whether they're helping us with a mailing that we're doing or packaging up the meals, getting ready to head out the door. We share those stories so that they really understand the impact that they're making.
Right. What an amazing organization to be a part of.
Thank you. It really is a special place.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned that people get involved in it, look at the website. So what is the website, or do you have social media?
So we have our website is www.ourvillageproject.com. There's a lot of great information on there. That's where people can go if they need our services. They can begin the process online and sign up, and then we will follow up with them to get them started with our meal delivery. It's where they can go to sign up for volunteering or just learn more about the organization or what sort of donations we take. For example, we have a very specific food list of, we don't cook with any white sugar or white flour. It's a very healthful, protein, nutrient dense diet that we use in our recipes. So we have very specific needs, and so they can go and obtain that list of the type of foods that we really need for our pantry. We also have our social media. So if you go on Facebook, just search Village Project and you'll find us. And we are on Instagram, same thing. Just search Village Project and you will find us there.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Meredith, for joining us and sharing your mission and giving us a little glimpse of the joy that you bring.
Thank you so much for having us. It's my pleasure to get out there and just let everybody know that we are here. And if they ever need us, we're a phone call away.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yep.
Subscribe to Avon Lake Matters wherever you get your podcasts, and check out the full podcast library at avonlake.org/podcast. If you have any topics of interest or people that you would like to have featured, please call us at 440-933-7677 or email us at digitalmedia@avonlake.org.